if I can get some of these labels off. My new tags came in the mail yesterday. So I registered it Tuesday. I mean, they were in the mail yesterday. So now I bought a custom. Instead of just buying the white and the black solid numbers, I bought a custom one that you just pour and you rip it off, and it's supposed to be, I think, blue with a black outline. That's in the number. As soon as they released in the email what the new numbers would be, I went ahead and placed the order. You got what I gave for it. Now I can just put it on there and you peel the top off instead of putting them on one at a time. So, get these old ones off. And then that house and dog house and house 2 on the back, I'm gonna try to get that off too. Oh yeah, a lot of time. That's pretty good when it's. Not too bad. You can still see remnants of the dog house too on there, but it's better than it was. I gotta still do some more cleaning on it. I may go ahead and get all the crap out of it and take it over and re-pressure wash everything on it, spray it down with Super Clean, Purple Power, go back to pressure wash. I'm gonna try to get all the grease stains off from my hands and my feet. I've already got some of it off with using that Super Clean. Spray the top of the seats, all that, you know, all that was covered in grease. Because I'm pretty much done with the grease work. You know, all I like is just a couple odds and ends. You know, I don't really have to crawl down in that motor bay anymore, so. And I got just a little bit, you know, here. Some grease prints here I got to take off, so not super terrible. Alright, we're back at it working on this thing. I think it was last weekend, today's Friday, June 10th. I can't remember where I left off working on this thing, but I think I was peeling off the stickers, and well, I got my new stickers on. I did that this week, you know, like I was saying, I don't never film nothing when I'm working on it through the week. So, yeah, this was a kit that you can buy off eBay where it's all one piece and you put it on there and you peel it off. So it looks nicer than the regular old block stickers. So I did that Wednesday or Thursday. So that's my new straps I bought. I bought some cheap straps to strap the bottom of the boat down to the trailer, but there's nowhere really on the trailer to bolt it to. So what I'm gonna do is these little holes right here, I'm just gonna put eye bolts, one there and one there, and then run my strap on the back. So that's what I'm gonna do there. I've been trying to chase a charging problem with this thing this week when I was doing the stickers, because it doesn't want to charge over 13 volts. And the stator tests good. It did this when it was in the SPX. I thought it was bad. It could be a bad stator, but it's not running over 13 volts. So I'm still testing the. I've still got to test the
rectifier regulator. There's one in that SPX I can grab, but you know, obviously it didn't charge, but I can actually put it in and put my meter in AC and put it in the yellow lines, and it'll you know, put out 20-30 volts of AC, you know, from the stator, and then it converts it into DC and drops it down to 14 volts and charges your battery. So I'll do that. And guys, let's walk over here. I got a little box that come in the mail today. Let's check out and see what it is. It's a little surprise here. Put you on the stand here. We'll open this thing up here. Dun, dun, dun. Yep. Know what this is? It's an alignment tool. Y'all ain't figured it out by now. This is adapters, I think, in here. The plate, you bolt that. That goes in there. You bolt this to that. This bolts to the back, and then these connect one piece, and you slide it in there for the adapter. Last Sunday, I was debating on whether to still use that guy I was talking about doing alignment on it, or buying one off Amazon and then doing the returning and get my full money back. I just couldn't do it because I gave $249.95 for this, free shipping. Some kits were selling $300, some of them, there was one selling for $199, but it had $50 shipping on it, same as this, and it had the return policy. If you return it, they'll give you $75 back. So you're spending $250 and they give you $70, so that's $175 plus shipping that you got to pay to ship it back. That you're gonna spend. So any way you go about it, I ain't want to fool with that guy. That guy probably would have kept it a week. He probably chose me $300. I don't know. Took to that guy. I thought it was just a waste of money buying this thing. But here's my plan while I was talking about keeping the box. So I plan on using it and not returning it, but just reselling it. Selling it for, so I bought it for $249.95, sell it for $199.95, put in the description I've been used once, and put free shipping on it. So that means it would have cost me $50 to buy this kit and just resell it. So that's what I plan on doing. It just, you know, if this was $150, I wouldn't mind keeping it, but I'm not. $250 high. It's super expensive. So, yeah. Let's get some of this stuff apart. That's what I've been waiting on, is this right here. So let's get some of this opened up and put it on the back over here and see how it bolts up and everything. Y'all gonna discover it with me. Alright. Y'all gonna discover it with me. Get up here and look. See what it does. See where it's at. Looks like staking's out of that stand. like it's gonna have to have a little more work. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna have to come up on this side. Let me go to the other side, look. The way it was hitting, take this off here, I just had it where I can climb up in there to get that little plastic thing to release. God, looks like it's going to have to come up some more. Both sides. I was hoping, dang it, I was hoping it was like too high and I just had to pull the shims out. But it's actually too low. So, means I'll have to drag, maybe that SPX got some shims and I can add to it, raise it up some more. Alright, let me do a little more closer look, see exactly how far up we've got to come. Alright, zoom back out here. I think I've got it pretty shimmed. Let's see here. It's a little higher in the back than it is in the front. Pretty much it was like leaning. Go this side. Now this side's way off. See the difference there? But that's where the alignment is. This is the back side of my, it's a two-piece thing. I didn't really need the front side, and I was using it as a crowbar to get the shims in and out. You know, obviously I take the manifold off to get in there. But didn't really need that big shaft, but I mean, okay, that's where it's hitting it, and that's where it's going in. Just barely hitting. Going in. Show my pinky. So there's the line right there of it going all the way in right there. And there's the pinky. There it is, it's in. But and they say, but I can sit there and work on this for days and never get it better than that right there. So I think that's pretty good right there. That's pretty good. I used a vacuum. All that oil in the bottom there is where I need to take a water hose and clean it back out. That's where I took one of the water lines, not water lines loose, oil lines loose. But I don't remember if it accidentally come loose or I don't remember what I done, but I caused that was my fault for spilling out down in there, and it was mainly water with a skim of oil on top. I took the shop back because, you know, all the water won't come out by the bilge and the drain back there. But I think that's pretty good. I may take this off and start putting all that in there, and I may put the manifold back on there tomorrow. Just get that jet pump and stuff back in there, and we'll see how well it goes in there and lines up. Alright, getting close to trying this thing out in the water. I got everything bolted up here. I think I talked about losing a nut, so I stole one off one of the other skis down there. I have tried to clean up a lot of the oil that I spilt in the bottom out. A little bit of water left. The carburetors, I got them kind of, that's just a ground wire going to my meter, multimeter. That little thing I bought ain't gonna work because of the choke, so I just did it by eye. and I can tell by this carburetor, by looking down in there, that this one was way more closed up than this one. The PTO side was way more closed up than the mag side. So what I did is I just adjusted this until they look both the same, and it runs 1,000 times. It was kind of idling up and down, up and down, up and down. It's not really doing that. And once it cranks up, it goes up a little RPM, then it settles down and it stays there. I got the carbon ring and all that put in there. It's ready to go. Everything's bolted up. Pretty much it's ready to try. I've been testing this out, and I think it might be fine, because I sit there and run it and run it and run it, and it run about 13.15 volts, not quite 14 volts like it's supposed to, or 14 and a half. It's running a little over 13, so it is charging. I like to check the amps off of it, so that's what I was doing with the meter there. I had a ground here, and I just these two are going down to the stator, and this is going to the battery, as you can see. This red one's going to the battery, these two yellow ones going to the stator, and there's a ground wire. The rectifier is right there. That's the nut holding it in right here. It'd be a pain to get out of there. You'd have to pull this thing right here off and pull this through to be able to unbolt that and get that out. But so far, I mean, it's just a little easier to just plug it in there. But I did check the stator, and it was putting out about 20 volts at around 2500 RPM, 20 volts AC. So let me crank her up. Hopefully tomorrow, today's Saturday, hopefully tomorrow I can RPM, turn the meter on. Climbs up a little at a time. 99, 13, we get up to about 13.15 volts. Just kind of stay there. That's at 2,500 RPM. Obviously it'll be higher. I can go up to 5,500. Neutral, and we'll go over 4,000. You got to put it in gear. I don't know if the cable, I'm going to have to adjust back to 2,500 RPM. And I had to kind of push a little bit, and there I am. I don't know if the cable's hanging up on something. 1320 right there. I'm going to have it hooked up like this when I test on the water tomorrow. Hopefully I can go to the water tomorrow. I'm going to have it hooked just like this right here. I have it sitting out here and I can test this as I'm running it in the water. It don't look like it's smoking, but it's smoking. You just can't hardly see it in the sunlight out here. I kind of pulled it up here so all my oil and stuff will be on the driveway instead of making a plain spot like I did in my yard. It's just a shade over there. I want to work on the shade. There ain't no water leak so far. I can see.
Ain't really nothing else I can do about it. Not do about it, do to it. I'm back down to 1288. So I'm just gonna wait. I've got the spare one I took out of the SPX sitting up here on the picnic table. But you know, so that's what we'll do. We'll just check that out. I think I've talked about I put new safety chains. Fixed this. I had the ground wire was unhooked. I think I talked about it earlier. And these two wires were cut in two. Trailer lights work perfect. So that's all I like is I'm gonna get some eye bolts put here to strap it down. But I got to round up. I'm gonna charge, just in case this charging system really don't work, I'm gonna charge that battery up really good the night before. Take the post off and let it charge all night long where it's fully charged tomorrow. And I am going to put the battery box in there. I got to run Ace Hardware today, and I'm going to get I got to get those eye bolts. I'm going to get some screws with some of those felt washers you put on tin roofs to hold that battery box down so they don't I thought about cleaning that up real good and just putting some like liquid nails or something on there. That's what somebody else had on there. But something that won't be, you know, be penetrated by oil, you know, the oil and the gas stuff in here. So that's all I know to do. I still gotta get some fishing line to sew them up, which I'll wait on that. I mean, it's showing signs that, I mean, you know, I'm hoping it's successful as that SPX. You know, I just rebuilt the carburetor, replaced fuel lines, pumped the old gas out, put fresh gas in, and it run. You know, it spit and sputtered just a little bit when I punched it, just a little bit, not much. Probably had some junk in the fuel lines a little bit maybe, but hopefully this one will do the same thing. I'll just punch it and it'll just go, you know, go like it should. And I'm not gonna stay, I ain't gonna go far from the shore, and I'll pull it back up to where the dock is to shut it off and start it back up, shut it off. I ain't gonna be out in the water to shut it off, not until, you know, I do this good trial run tomorrow. So, well, hopefully guys, when you see me again after I get off here, we'll be back in the water tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. All right, guys, here we are. I didn't show the boat launching, but I've already kind of been playing around with it. I've got a little bit of problems. But it doesn't, it wants to. Sometimes I don't know. I put a brand new wear ring in, a new bearing kit. There's my truck back in the little dock over there. I just got left it back then. So it's hard to hold this thing. Sometimes you punch it, it acts like there's something stuck in the gate, and then sometimes it'll like if I ease into it and it gets some pressure built up, it'll start running. I don't know what's causing that. Back winds here in a minute and put y'all on stand. I keep wanting to do this right here. Alright guys, back over where the truck is. Got you in this little
up. I gotta give it a little bit of gas, so got y'all in this little stand here, so. About 4,000 RPM right there. What's funny is this thing, if I get it to do it with the stand here. See, brand new wear, brand new bearings. But once you get it, if you ease on, you kind of get it out there. Suck something up. Sometimes it'll pull, sometimes you can get it up there, and sometimes it's just like worse and worse and worse. I don't know if I'm sucking something up over here. I guess I need to get back on the trailer. If I can run it up bad, it's not. You got to get a little bit of gas and crank it up. Ease into it. It's getting worse now. It's worse than it was. It was. Sometimes you can barely ease on it. Sometimes it would, you give it just ease it. I mean, you punch it, it would do that right there. But if you eased into it, it would come out, and then once you got it out on plane, you punch it, and it would roll with you. I don't know what it is. It sounds like there's something stuck. I mean, I could have sucked something up over there right when I cranked it up. I don't know. Let me get this thing out and check the wear ring stuff on it. All right, there was nothing in the gate. Now this right here was snapped out, and it was a little bit further down. I pushed it up. So I don't know if that might have anything to do with it, or it needs to be adjusted a little more up here. I don't know. No. Let me put some pause. Let me check it out here. By the way, this is going to end part 5. Yeah, this is going to end part 5 right here, and I may do a part 6, and that'll be trying to solve that problem. And then once I solve that problem, I believe we're good to go. Motor's running good. We're starting right up. Sometimes I got to give it a little bit of throttle, but I idled up just a hair, so I'm gonna play around with that over here. That's not gonna that jet pump probably ain't gonna affect it when the engine starts idling. So we'll go from there and see where we're at. All right, guys, I'm back home. I'm back home with it, and
on the group that I'm part of on Facebook, and they told me, 2 or 3 of them told me check the carbon ring. Carbon ring's pulling, sucking air. And when I installed the new carbon ring, these 2 old rings right here, I didn't install them because I didn't see them. You know, in the original one, I thought, well, maybe this is for a different model or something. And then I done a little research when I got home, and here's the old one. Dun dun dun. They go inside this. So the new one does not have O-rings in it, so definitely sucking air. Because I never see them when I pulled this out. But there's the reason right there. Look at that. So it's time to pull the jet pump off. I'm not going to film that because I've already filmed all that. So I said that was going to be the end of part 4, or part 5, sorry. But at least since I figured this out, this is definitely it right here. So here we are. Part 5 will be probably putting accessories on it. Take it easy, guys. See you later. Hey guys, give you an update here. I got it back on the water the same day. Well, actually, welcome to part, I don't even know what part this is. This is the new part 6, I guess. But I've done some work to it, and it was those 2 O-rings that I talked about. It was those 2 O-rings, but it still did a little bit. And then I remember reading a previous post where somebody kind of had a similar problem, and they used a zip tie with those 2 little loops that goes in that little, between the hull and the carbon ring, and using the zip tie to tighten it up to put more pressure on the carbon ring. It's not missed a beat here. Let's crank her up here. Sometimes you got to give a little bit of throttle. There we are. We're running about 1,500 RPM. That's a lot better. Away from the bank here. I'm only leaning to the right a little bit because I'm only by myself, and I'm gonna wait to the right side here. There we go. It's varying between, it's running about 2,000 right there, RPM. Sometimes you gotta dial it up on its own. There we go. I think I might take this thing and clean this switch a little bit. Neutral switch in here, because sometimes it's funky. That's in neutral right there. Give him a little gas. Reverse. Yeah, we're going to reverse. Back forward. I'm going to try to hold this thing. It's hard. Let's see if I can get her straight out there here.
call this project pretty successful. Go back to the boat ramp here, give it a truck. Right there, about 1800 RPM running right there. That's about right. It's pretty good. Burning pretty good. It's about 1600 RPM if that thing's accurate. Yeah, sometimes it idles up and down like that. Go and get this thing back on the trailer and get back to the house and put the front seat on it and everything else. I call this a success. You know, that carbon ring was something that was my fault. You know, I should have known those O-rings should have went in there, but it still did a little bit, but not as bad. And I put that zip tie in, that fixed it. You couldn't even pull the carbon ring hardly off of that little other stainless ring or whatever. You couldn't even hardly pull it back. So I call that a pretty successful. So, all right, guys. Hopefully you'll see me do some more cleaning on it, putting the front seat back in it, stuff like that. I'm getting these new cup holders and stuff like that. So, till then, guys. Catch you later.